What's up, y'all? It's Tisha the Diva, and this is for my ladies. This is my podcast where amazing things happen and we get to talk, discuss, and celebrate real women of color. This is for my ladies is just for you. This podcast is a place where I get to highlight not only my life dreams and goals, but yours too. I believe I was called to create a platform for myself to express not only my thoughts, but those of other women that's unfiltered and untamed. I plan to talk and discuss topics that interest me and other women. I want my audience to be engaged and aware, so any topics, email them to me at tishadediva@gmail.com.
What's up, y'all? It's Tisha the Diva, and y'all already know what time it is. This is for my ladies. Welcome back to another episode of This for My Ladies podcast. We are in episode 92. Yes, 92. You know what to do. Yes, it's true that This for My Ladies is airing every Tuesday. Make sure you all subscribe to This for My Ladies, streaming on 12 podcast platforms. So, with that being said, this week, today is Sunday, but by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be Tuesday. So, today is election day. So, with that being said, you all, I already voted absentee ballots. Like a couple of months ago. Well, not even a couple of months ago, like last month. I said a couple of months ago, like it was a long time ago. But I felt like when I put the request in, okay, so this is how it happened. I submitted my absentee ballot after Instagram started pushing, are you registered? You're in California, all that stuff. Y'all know the ads on these social media websites has been like almost harassing. Like seriously, like it's harassment. But that's what happens when we are using these free platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all these like whatever, all these social media, these free social media platforms that we're using, they're able to pretty much harass us with all these election posts because, again, it's free. We don't pay for it. So, they're definitely going to make sure that they throw all of those election posts and all that stuff, as many as they want, because they can do that. And if y'all have watched The Social Dilemma on YouTube, they tell you about that. They tell you about how these ad companies, now again, I still haven't watched the whole thing, but even in the little bit that I did watch, that I did get, they pretty much talk about how do we get, the most of people's time off these social media platforms. Like who can get people to spend the most time, like which app can get you to spend the most time on them, and it's an addiction. We talk about all these dopamines and all this different type of stuff that's released from when people like something, or what type of things that triggers for people, when people are attracted to them, or showing them attention, or showing them love, and not just off of social media, but just period in real life. Like, it's different type of chemicals that are released in our bodies, when we're happy. What is it, like dopamine and all that different type of stuff, those chemicals that's released, when we like something, when we're enjoying something. Even I think it's serotonin or something, like it's some like chemicals that's released and stuff, like even when you scratch like a mosquito bite, and just that sense of like relief and all that stuff or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, with all of that to be said, like The Social Dilemma, just all that, the social media, all the election, all that stuff or whatever. So I'm out here in California. So I haven't called T-Mobile and let them know that, well, T-Mobile and Metro PCS, I got both of them simultaneously, two phones, one for the plug and one for the you know what. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't want nobody to listen to this podcast thinking that I got anything going on other than doing this podcast, working with a costume designer, and bartending, and just doing my little things on the side. I don't want nobody to think that I have anything going on besides just making sure that I live a nice and prestigious and honest and a life of integrity. But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. So anyway, it was like, hey, are you registered in California, all this stuff or whatever? So, I was like, no, registered in Virginia. They was like, submit your absentee ballot. So, I did that through Instagram. They sent me, which I overlooked when they had said that the ballot will come at least 45 days before the election. I just felt like it was taking a very long time to come. So, but when it finally did, I filled it out. Now I'm in Virginia. We had something about the questions that we had was about veterans and something about cars or something that they had. And then the other thing was about the casino. There have been a lot of people who have been voting no for the casino. There are people who are voting yes for the casino. And somebody, shout out to Jackie Glass. I met Jackie when I was getting a traffic light up back in Norfolk. Jackie, when I tell you she is a powerhouse, she's amazing. Jackie she really gives me like that. And it's so funny because she was the MC and a host for something at Norfolk State with Kerry Washington. And she gives me one of those Olivia Pope, Kerry Washington type vibes, but like one of those girl from around the way. And she got a podcast. Shout out to Hannah, who I had met at the library again around the same time that I was getting the traffic light up. They have a podcast together, but it's Your Neighbor's Hood. So shout out to them. So anyway, she has like a Facebook group. She is a civic league president, I believe, of the Ballantyne. I was about to say Coleman Place, but I know it's like Ballantyne area. But anyway, the civic league president of that. And she is a part of the vote no for the casino for Norfolk. And I definitely get it and I understand, voting no. And that's after I had voted yes for the casino. I was just like, definitely the whole thoughts of, with casinos, gambling, issues, alcohol abuse, issues, the cost of living going up, just there's a lot of things, taxes, and there's a lot of things that go into factor as far as why, the city would vote no. But again, even as, as a native, and granted, I'm out here in California, I definitely do see the casino, possibly bringing in like a lot of money. And I know people just saying like a lot of money needs to go back to the communities, where that's, community blocks agreement, shout out to my boy, Jonathan Trey. That's my best friend. Me and him go back to Booker T when we used to do the school news. That is my boy. He could definitely run for president. I would vote for him and he would win. He could be like, our next black male president or something. But anyway, and shout out to him and the twins, and his fiance wife. I'm gonna just say wife. But anyway, he had came up with this whole idea of a community blocks agreement where pretty much Black people are definitely, Black people and minorities, are hired, at the casino, that there is a percentage of whatever, proceeds or whatever that goes back to low income housing, making sure that there are um, businesses in hood areas as far as different, Section 8 and basically these gentrified communities that are about to happen. I just had seen, now, okay, I'm talking about back at home. For anybody that's listening, I'm talking about for back at home in Virginia and Norfolk, Virginia, particularly. But anyway, I believe is Tidewater Gardens. They receive like mandatory move out notices. But there has been places, and organizations, and they said that there hasn't been, or I guess, they may not have been, as proactive to get people, I guess, signed up for homes or Section 8 or different areas and properties in the area of Norfolk. And you want to know, at the end of the day, coming from Norfolk, like, I know where I come from. I know what once was, what used to be, all that stuff or whatever. Granted, do I want to see where I come from gentrified? No, I do not want to see, a place where I come from, completely just be like, oh yeah, at one point, this used to be a Black neighborhood, this used to be the projects and all that stuff. No, I want to be able to see Black people that come from those neighborhoods to be able to live out there. And, one of the factors in the community blocks agreements, one of the initiatives was to make sure that there's enough affordable housing in these neighborhoods that are being gentrified, like, enough affordable housing out Ghent, where it's, however many units, whatever it is, that they are available for Black people, minorities, people of color to be able to live in these neighborhoods. Like, you're pushing them out of their neighborhoods to build it up and put people in it, that can air quote afford it. But, and put these people where are we going to put all these people? There's a lot of people out, in low income housing and in the projects and all that stuff. So where are we going to put these people? So that's something to just take into consideration of even going down to City Hall and saying, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll have the casino in the event that you push this program, a community blocks agreement, for every community, low income community, that they receive some sort of proceeds from the casino. But going back to why I voted yes, Virginia, is Norfolk particularly is like the melting pot of, the city, the 7 cities. It houses like, people from all over. And people who usually, that comes here, from the military or, move here, for school, ODU, Norfolk State, Virginia Wesleyan, or, whatever. It's just a melting pot where a lot of things happen. Norfolk, Norfolk Harbor, downtown, Waterside, all of that stuff or whatever. And then, it being, the Elizabeth River, separating Portsmouth, which is another place. It's important to have people who, tourists that come here, families that come here to have some place to go. I mean, necessary. Do they have to have a casino? But there's just more things that they need to be building up. I mean, in addition to having a casino, we just need some sort of entertainment, something where people can do. And there needs to be a strict regulation. How can they regulate it? I mean, I don't know, but there needs to be just some type of regulation, and people held accountable, for, If you know you're supposed to be drinking and driving, just don't be drinking and driving. Yes, absolutely, get them off the road. But it's just then comes into people who drink and drive that actually harm people's lives. That actually kill people. And I get that part, and I definitely understand. And my heart definitely goes out to anybody, again, who lost their child, family member, or anybody to, a drunk driver. Or anybody for that matter. Rest in peace to Gregory Bateman Jr. But so yeah, I mean, it's a lot of factors to go into, but use your better judgment. What do you want to see? Do you want to see a casino in Norfolk? If you do not want to see a casino in Norfolk, if just the factors of having it does not move you, vote no. Vote no. But if you know that you want to benefit from it, if you want to go to a casino and, have family to come in town, y'all do something like, we go to the casino, come up with some money, need to pay a bill or something, vote yes. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to tell anybody how to vote or what to vote for. But just always just make sure, you are informed, that you're completely informed. And, your opinion, however you feel, what you feel is fact. Can't nobody take that away from you. Can't nobody take away your feelings as a human being. Nobody can take that away from you. So whatever you feel, go off of what you feel. Do not be persuaded by anybody who, anybody else's thoughts or ideas. Go off of what you know. Go off of what you feel. But don't just go in there blind, not knowing what's going on. And so with that being said, wanting to know what's going on, I already, voted for who I voted for. The person who I voted for probably ain't gonna win. But I voted for Bernie Sanders. I wrote him right on in. Like, yeah, I be talking about vote and our ancestors died so we can exercise our rights and all of that stuff. I voted for who I felt need to be the president, and that was Bernie Sanders. So I wrote him in. I wish he did not drop out of the election, but we can write in who we want to write in. And I wrote in Bernie Sanders. That's who I wrote in. So with that being said, I went on, our presidential candidates, our current president, Donald J. Trump, and presidential candidate, Joseph Biden. And as soon as I click on Donald Trump's, go on his website, donaldjtrump.com. It says election day is only 2 days away. Let's win big. Contribute now for 1,000% match. You cannot enter his website without actually clicking this link. And you click the link, and it already has you at $1,000 because, again, it says for 1,000% match. So you put in $1,000, they'll match 1,000% of whatever. I don't know if you can just file it on your taxes. I don't know. Anyway, you click on this link and it automatically goes to $1,000, and you agree, and the box is already clicked for you for terms and agreement, all that stuff. All you just got to do is hit submit. So I can't even go on his website and just see what he stands, what is he pushing, what is his promises and all that stuff or whatever. So I can't do that at all. So yeah, but we already had him for 4 years, so we kind of pretty much know who he is, what he's about. Yeah, so I went to Joe's page, and let's go back. Let me go back so I can go to it when it first pops up. Okay, so I already X'd out of it. But anyway, it had a countdown clock. You got one day to, however many days left till election. And we can't do it without you. You can make a contribution, yada, yada, yada. And then they got 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever, 500 other, all that stuff or whatever. Then there's an X button for you to X out of that. So you can go to his website, Battle for the Soul of the Nation. Every conversation counts. Commit to call voters and help elect Joe and Kamala. And it has the about, where to vote, volunteer, shop. Keep going down. It has a picture. It says chip in to elect Joe and Kamala. 15, 32, 50, 100, 250, 500, 1,000 other. Unite for a better future. And the latest, all that stuff that's going on. President Trump visits Iowa. Statement by Vice President Joe Biden. That was today. Trump visits Florida. Just pretty much everything that just happened today, like the latest. And now, if you continue to scroll down, I got like a little bit of merch, all that stuff, whatever. But where I was on. Yes, so Joe Biden will build America back better. And it just tells, of just the different things, explore his plans, how, he plans to beat COVID, jobs, nations of immigrants, veterans, strengthen tribal nations. Okay, so here's a good plan. Improve racial economic equity. Okay, that's okay. The Biden plan to build back better by advancing racial equity across the American economy. And so they're talking about jobs. Biden has been like, okay. Let's see here. Today, multiple overlapping crises reinforce how far we have to go to deliver on that vision. The pandemic has shown a bright light on racial disparities in health and healthcare, as Black and brown Americans have suffered and died from the coronavirus. Opportunity zeros, public-private investments through new small business, management training. Okay, so that kind of pretty much goes to the casino. That kind of goes back to like the casino and all that stuff, whatever. Community blocks agreement. Let's talk about getting back contractors, all that stuff, helping build this project, But let's talk about some Black people. Let's see what they talk about Black people, because they got strengthened tribal nations, veterans, immigrants. Let's see. I got, maybe essential workers, empower and protect women, people with disabilities, the Biden plan for Black America. So this is where we want to be. This is where I want to be. Because, I voted for Bernie Sanders. We already knew he ain't about to win. So, so let's see. Lift every voice. The Biden plan for Black America. Joe Biden knows that African Americans can never have a fair shot at the American dream, so long as entrenched disparities are allowed to quietly chip away at opportunity. He is running for president to rebuild our economy in a way that finally brings everyone along, and that starts by rooting out systemic racism from our laws, our policies, our institutions. This is a lot to read, so let's try to get increased opportunities for African American owned businesses to attain or participate in federal contracts, back to the Community Blocks Agreement, improve and expand small business administrative programs that most effectively support African American owned businesses. Let's give them some money. Expand new market tax credit, making the program permanent, and double community development financial institutions. Okay, I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more, but give them more money. Double funding for state small businesses, credit incentive, give them more money. Yes, let's do that. Okay, what else? Okay, give us more money. Okay, advance economy, mobility, African Americans, close racial wealth. Okay, so they want to close the gap. Protect small. Okay, so it's all about business. It's all about money. Let's talk about the police not killing us. What is that? Home ownership, great. Buying their folks home, okay. Rolling back Trump administration, gutting fair lending, okay. Let's give them some money. Let's see. Protect homeowners. Okay, let's let them buy some houses. Strengthen and expand Community Reinvestment Act to ensure that our nation's bank and non-bank financial sector. Okay, what about the people, the police killing us? Like I'm stuttering. I can't even get it out. Invest in communities that need it the most. Fully implement Congressman Clyburn's 10, 20, 30 plan to help all individuals living in persistently impoverished communities. Create a White House strike force to partner with rural communities to help them access federal funds. Okay, so what about the police not killing us? Where is that? College completion. See, yeah, it's just education. All right. Okay, criminal justice. Let's see. We can and must reduce the number of people incarcerated in the country while also reducing crime. Okay. We can and must reduce the number of people incarcerated in the country. It says people, don't say black people. Okay. Our criminal justice system cannot be just unless we root out racial, gender, and income-based disparities in the system. African American mothers and fathers should feel confident with their children are safe walking the streets of America. Exactly. Our criminal justice system must be forced on redemption and rehabilitation, making sure formerly incarcerated individuals have the opportunity to be productive. Okay. No one should be profiteering off our criminal justice system. Okay. They don't say nothing. Let's see. Safe justice. I mean, it's okay. You know, I'm glad I voted for who I voted for. And that's just all I'm going to say. Granted, are they going to win? Nah. But still, just make sure you all look up this stuff. Just take the time to just look up the candidate and make the most informed decision possible, okay? Maybe if enough people did vote for Bernie Sanders, maybe he could win. I want Bernie Sanders to win so bad. I felt like we had a little bit of hope. But I just want you all to just continue to just pray. Just pray for the nation. Just pray that God put whatever you pray to, whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's why we got a full moon, whatever. I mean, go charge my crystals up. You still in the full moon. But just pray that the Holy Spirit, universe, God, spirit, whatever it is that you pray to, just put who he has ordained to be put in that position for whatever his plan can unfold and prosper for whatever life or anything. And that Lord, God's chosen people, that God just come back and just whatever and just take his chosen people. The chosen people, because again, y'all, they say that, we're cursed and all that stuff, black people and all that stuff, whatever. That's why we still going through what we're going through. That's why we still feel enslaved and all of that stuff, whatever. But we could definitely get into that. But I am coming up on my 30 minutes wrap up, and I am at like 28 minutes. But at any rate, you all, I just want you all to just continue to just be encouraged. I want you all to continue to just be safe. Continue to just love one another. Continue to just speak life into people. Continue to just take the time for yourself. Continue to just take the time to just pour into you and what it is that you want to do and what it is that you want to achieve. Continue to use your imagination every day. Shout out to my other mom, my god mom, Best Yet Journey, Lydia Best. Shout out to her. She is living out her imagination. and we all can. So you all make sure you all again tune into This For My Ladies every single Tuesday for a new podcast episode. We are close to our 100th episode. I am extremely excited. I am so ready. I've been doing This For My Ladies for 2 years. I have over 10,000 plays, and it's because of you all continuously tuning in every single Tuesday, and I appreciate you so much. All right. So make sure you all get out and vote, okay? Not no lesser of two evils, but who God has already ordained, you all. I am Tisha the Diva. This is For My Ladies, and I am out.